Okay, how's everybody doing? Let's talk about the US dollar and about this economic indicator because later in 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes we'll have the prelim University of Michigan consumer sentiment, guys, and this is seen as a high impact event. Okay, so right now I'm still holding that British pound versus the Japanese yen. Unfortunately, yeah, the US data had a big impact on this market as well. It has turned against me. It has rallied right now, so I'm still keeping that trade right now. I will let it ride. I cannot do anything right now with that trade. Okay, but as you already know, my risk it is only 1%. Raymond, predictions. So before I will start this session, as you already know, it's important to read the disclaimer, yeah, because trading is risky, and that also past performance in trading is not a reliable indicator of future performance. It's really important to read the disclaimer to understand the risks before trading. So yeah, please read it, and you can send an email to support if you have questions about subscription, about services, or any other questions. Don't forget that if you're not a VIP member and if you want to join the VIP group, you'll have to buy a subscription. There are a lot of scamming groups, scammers out there. So yeah, this is the only way you can join the VIP group or the VIP groups after purchasing a subscription. So yen basket right now. Let's see. Let's personal weight. Unfortunately, yeah, it has registered only false breakout here above the pivot point, above the medium line of the ascending pitchfork. Right now, it has turned to the downside. Very aggressive sell-off after the US data, PPI and core PPI. That's why the Japanese yen depreciated versus its rivals, lost significant ground versus its rivals. But yeah, personally, I'm still holding that trade. Yeah, my risk it's 1%. It's fine even if the price reaches my stop loss. Trading, it's about probabilities. Yeah, and yeah, unfortunately, the sentiment changed after the US data. Let's take a look here. So PPI 0.3% growth versus 0.2 expected. Okay, core PPI 0.4% growth versus 0.2% expected. So yeah, above expectations. And yeah, in less than 3 minutes we'll have also the prelim consumer sentiment. And let's take a look also on the dollar index, because maybe we'll have an opportunity or something. Yeah, also don't forget, guys, if you have questions, please tell me what you're looking at, your market, time frame. Yeah, dollar index, it has rebounded, it has rallied. Personally, I've decided to manage my position. Let's take a look. Personally, I've decided to manage my position to take profit here in New Zealand dollar, US dollar. One moment. Here around these former highs. Okay. Only because I knew that the economic data could bring high volatility and sharp movements, and please take a look what happened right after I took a profit here around 0.64. Okay, 0.64, 30 pips profit here on this market, and please take a look. It has developed. It has registered a strong sell-off right after the PPI, core PPI, better than expected US data, but yeah, New Zealand dollar, US dollar continues to stay here above 0.6384 support, 0.6388 support. It remains to see, because if it stays here, a new higher high could still signal potential further growth. And let's take a look on the dollar index. Dollar index registered only false breakout here through 105 psychological level and upside obstacle resistance through the downtrend line. A potential new sell-off here could force the US dollar to depreciate versus its rivals. Okay, it's really important. Worse than expected, maybe. Consumer sentiment prelim, University of Michigan consumer sentiment So worse than expected could maybe could force the dollar index to drop, could force the US dollar to depreciate again in the short term, or better than expected consumer sentiment here could force the US dollar to, yeah, let's take a look. I will take a look on my on my news terminal as well. Okay, 59.1, so better than expected. Maybe the US dollar could appreciate versus its rivals, could try to appreciate versus its rivals. So University of Michigan consumer sentiment prelim, consumer sentiment better than expected. Okay, I will take a look on important markets. Yeah. See if we can identify potential opportunity or something. Yeah, so better than expected here. Also inflation expectations 4.6% versus 4.9 in the previous reporting period. Also final wholesale inventory is better than expected. Okay, so better than expected US data. Let's take a look also on gold. On gold, yeah, sharp movements in both directions. Now right now we don't have a setup here, but I will look for potential maybe US dollar long. Let's take a look. Yeah, British pound, US dollar. To see if I have a setup, yeah, I will place the trade. US dollar, Japanese yen. After better than expected US data. US dollar, Japanese yen. Maybe here on lower time frames, but no, right now I don't have a setup here. US dollar, Canadian dollar. I believe that also maybe the US equities could drop. US dollar, Canadian dollar. But I don't like this upper shadow, this spike here in the short term. US dollar, Swiss franc. At support 0.9327 here. Unfortunately, I've had this this spike here as well. Yeah, also here. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar. And also, let's go back, dollar index. So better than expected US data, but also we need also confirmation here on the dollar index. Yeah, I would like maybe the dollar index to make a new higher high, to take out the downtrend line, to jump and close and stabilize above 105 to confirm a potential further growth. So yeah, we still need also confirmation in the short term here on the dollar index before I will look for US dollar longs. Okay. If you have questions, guys, because this will be a quick session, because it's also Friday, and only if I'll have something really good, then I will place the trade here right now, or I'll wait for the markets to calm down, to cool down a little before I will try to catch a potential US dollar long. US dollar, Singapore dollar. Nope. South African rand. but as you already know, I don't like to trade US dollar South African rand, only because the spread is huge here on this market. Please take a look here, also on TradingView, but also in my trading platform. So yeah, I don't like to trade this market on this market. US dollar versus the Mexican peso. US dollar versus the Mexican peso. Okay, and right now resistance 19.819. Maybe I will keep an eye on this market, and probably I will have something here. It remains to see how it will react here around this resistance. Hey, was gold affected by the news? Yeah. Gold registered sharp movements in the short term in both directions. Gold is still bullish, yeah, in the short term. It's still bullish. But yeah, it has retreated a little. So as I've said, personally, I'm looking here at this market. If I will use this this pivot, hi sir, why the quality of video is very low? So please click on that button on settings from the on the right, and you have there quality. Yeah, you can select higher quality. Yeah, from that button. So click on the right on settings, and then you have quality. Yeah, British pound versus the Japanese yen closed at stop loss 1% loss on that trade. Yeah, as I've said, unfortunately, maybe I should have managed the position before the economic data, but yeah, I didn't expected such a strong reaction also on the Japanese yen. But please take a look here in our real account. So 8 cap real account. So our current trades right now here, more than I don't know, 1.7, 1.8%. Yeah. With the current trades, British pound, US dollar for the swing trading group, gold for the swing trading group, yeah, Euro USD, yeah, of course. And if you want to join the VIP, the swing trading group as well, yeah. Will we do short term today? Yeah, personally, I'm looking for potential trades right now, and yeah, this is the thing, guys. It's important to get all the trades, and as I've said, the sentiment changed on that British pound versus the Japanese yen right after the US economic data. Strong reaction also on the Japanese yen, only because, yeah, let's take a look here. It has further growth. It was invalidated, unfortunately, here on the yen basket, and that's why right now the Japanese yen drops. Okay, but it's fine. You cannot win all the trades. and also what? Okay, so DXY again. DXY, yeah, it tries to extend its growth, so that's why personally I will keep an eye, and maybe US dollar versus the Mexican peso will be my next trade. Should we buy US oil? Let's take a look on US oil. It's up to you if you want to buy it. Personally, I've sent my daily video analysis today talking about US oil, and I said that as long as it stays below 73.59, below the medium line, below the inside sliding line, the bias is bearish in my opinion, and personally I will look for shorts and not for longs, because also USD CAD, if the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar will jump higher, then probably US oil could drop. Okay, Bitcoin, yesterday I've talked about Bitcoin as well here. Yeah, and please take a look. I've talked about Bitcoin here around this support zone, support area. It has rallied after escaping from this pattern, and you knew that the bias is bullish as long as it stays above the uptrend line. So right now, strong rally, accumulation, consolidation, sharp movements in both directions around the US data as well. So the economic data could have an impact also on cryptocurrencies. Okay, if the economic data will have an impact on Bitcoin, then will have an impact on the crypto market. Okay, so yeah, in my opinion the bias is still bullish after this amazing rally. Maybe temporary retreat, retest, and then maybe it could try to extend its growth here if you're interested in cryptocurrencies. Ethereum as well. Ethereum sideways movement here as well, new higher high. Yeah, jumping, closing, and stabilizing above this former high could activate potential further growth. Sideways movement maybe in the short term if the price of Bitcoin will move sideways in the short term, but yeah, the upside pressure remains high as long as it stays above maybe 1234. Yeah. Dogecoin retreat here. Maybe this could this sideways movement could represent also a consolidation and accumulation before trying to develop a new bullish momentum. I will take a look also on US equities. Yeah, so let's take a look. US equities, US 100 for example. Yeah, it continues to move sideways, but if the US dollar, guys, will take the lead, will dominate the currency market after better than expected data, then US equities could drop. In my opinion, personally, I'm using a correlation. I'm using a negative correlation, and but I don't know if I have a setup right now here on US equities. Yeah. US 30, US 500. Yeah, maybe I will look for potential shorts if the dollar index will confirm a potential new leg higher, new swing higher. Personally, I will look for potential selling setups on the US equities. Yeah. But also US 500 as long as it stays above 39.05.4. it could still try to retest this this broken uptrend line. Also here we have important downside obstacles on US 30, US 100. If it stays here, US 100, so the Nasdaq, if it stays around or near this support zone, it could signal an imminent breakdown. And if the dollar index will jump higher, if the dollar index will develop a new leg higher and swing higher, maybe US 100 could drop. And I will look, I will wait maybe here for something like this. Maybe I'll want to be a seller if it makes a new lower low here. But right now it's premature, only because the dollar index continues to stay continues to pressure here, to challenge the immediate resistance levels here. And let's wait, because if it stays below these resistance levels, it could come back down or something. Yeah. Okay, and also Orlando is looking for something. It's waiting for confirmation also in gold. So yeah, we'll have something later maybe. And personally, I will keep an eye on US dollar versus the Mexican peso. Maybe right now it continues to stay here. US dollar Mexican peso. Yeah, it continues to challenge 19.819 resistance. Please take a look here. Strong resistance zone here. Key levels. Okay, so it remains to see what will really happen. And also after this amazing rally here, personally I believe that even if the price jumps closes here, it could still retreat. And I'll wait for maybe for a valid breakout. I'll wait for confirmation here in US dollar versus the Mexican peso. I don't want to place a buy stop or something. Maybe I'll wait also for a retest for consolidation accumulation here before it will try to extend its growth, because here personally I have a range pattern. Please take a look. Range pattern, and it has failed to take out the support zone. It has failed to activate a potential deeper drop here. So new higher high, valid breakout here could signal potential growth here in US dollar versus the Mexican peso. Okay. It is advisable to take profit on gold now that DXY is railing and gold is bearish, or it is better advisable to wait. So Victor, you'll have to wait for Orlando's trade management, because that gold is his trade. Okay, and as you already know, personally I'm not managing his trades. Orlando is not managing my trades, so yeah, you'll have to wait. But in the short term, let's take a look again. Okay, so right now only temporary rebound here on the dollar index, but yeah, the pressure is still high. The downside pressure is still high. We don't have a strong bullish pattern or confirmation that the dollar index will develop a larger growth. Okay, and also here maybe I'll wait if the dollar index will retest here. Maybe I will look for potential US dollar longs. And about gold, yeah, in the short term maybe it's still it's still bullish. Okay, it's still bullish maybe in the short term, also as long as it stays above this former high 1790. Okay, yeah, it could still be bullish. And it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. But if you want to wait for Orlando's management and updates, yeah. Okay, so this is my opinion for today. Here I've this was a quick and short maybe webinar right now, because it's Friday. Also, after the economic data, right now I'll wait for the markets to calm down, to cool down, and then I will look for potential trades. Maybe, yeah, as I've said, the US dollar Mexican peso, maybe US oil, yeah. So thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and yeah, I will come back with something else, and I will update the groups also, because that British pound versus the Japanese yen reached stop loss after yeah, the sentiment changed. Unfortunately, after the US data. Okay, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.